Before there was a nation, there was a promise. Before there was a legacy, there was a man standing under the stars, listening to the voice of God. Today, we journey through Genesis 12, 15, and 17 to uncover the covenant that shaped history. This is the story of Abraham and the faith that doesn't just move mountains, but multiplies generations. It begins with a call. Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. No map, no GPS, just a promise. I will make you into a great nation, I will bless you, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. Abraham, then called Abram, is 75 years old. He's not a young adventurer. He's settled, comfortable, but faith doesn't wait for convenience. So he goes. He leaves behind the familiar for the unknown, and with every step he walks deeper into destiny. Years pass. The promise still echoes, but the reality feels distant. Abram is childless. He asks, "What can you give me, since I remain childless?" It's not doubt, it's dialogue. Faith doesn't mean silence. It means honesty. Then God takes him outside. Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them. And he says, so shall your offspring be. Abram believes, and God credits it to him as righteousness, not because he's perfect, but because he trusts. Then comes the covenant ritual. Animals are split. A smoking fire pot and blazing torch pass between the pieces. It's symbolic. God is binding himself to the promise. Even if Abram fails, God won't. 13 years later, the promise gets personal. God appears again and says, I am God Almighty. Walk before me faithfully and be blameless. Then he changes Abram's name to Abraham, father of many, and Sarai becomes Sarah, princess. The covenant expands. It's not just about land or lineage. It's about identity. Circumcision becomes the sign, a physical mark of spiritual commitment. And God says, I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants. This isn't a temporary deal. It's generational. It's eternal. Here's the twist. Abraham's journey isn't flawless. He laughs when God says Sarah will bear a child. He tries to fulfill the promise through Hagar. He doubts. He stumbles. But God doesn't revoke the covenant. Because faith isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about returning to trust even after failure. And when Isaac is finally born, it's not just a baby, it's a breakthrough. Proof that God keeps his word, even when the timeline feels impossible. We live in a world of contracts and conditions, but God offers covenant, not just to Abraham, but to us. Through Christ, we're grafted into that same promise. We're heirs of faith, carriers of legacy. So when life feels uncertain, remember Abraham. When the stars seem out of reach, remember the sky he stood under. And when your faith feels small, remember it only takes a mustard seed to move mountains. God's covenant with Abraham wasn't just about one man. It was about generations. And you're part of that story. Thanks for watching Faith Unfolded. Subscribe, share, and walk boldly, because faith still changes generations.